peace I'm going to have in the next few minutes. My cat just decided to come in here. She's like, oh, he's sitting down. I'm going to come in and annoy him. Or snoop around, or probably play in the cabinet. She'll probably hear some bunk, bunk, bunk from her opening the cabinets. All right, so I went to Player's Choice on Thursday. My camera is getting smaller and smaller and smaller on its time that I can make videos. So I couldn't make any videos yesterday about, I can only do lives. So I couldn't do my Bible study last night. So I'll try to do one tonight, but I definitely had something I wanted to do, but it's just really frustrating that this phone keeps shrinking. I did go to Alex's wireless up in, Charlotte. He wasn't there. He just had what is it? Some kind of surgery. I think it's pancreas or something. So he wasn't there, but his partner was, and he told me that he'll be back on Tuesday. And I was like, well, I did see a camera. There was an iPhone 11, I think, for $200 with 64 gigabytes, and 48 of that's free. So I'm like, that's a lot of money, though. If I could figure out an easy way to get videos off my old iPhone 6, but then again, maybe the 11 just got, maybe I just, it's time to get, I don't know. Guys, I need a little bit of wisdom here, because I'm like, should I get the iPhone 11? It's got the pretty amazing little camera on there, so it might be even better than this, and it may not get that glare on the screen. Anybody here have iPhone 11 and can tell me, does it get a glare? Like, I get glares all the time. With two things, in my imagination, it would cut down on glare, but I don't have a clue. I haven't used an iPhone 11. I just looked at his. He had one up there. And of course, it was used. Then I was like, I don't know. I don't know. This is an iPhone SE. My old iPhone, I keep saying 6. iPhone 7, I got it up to, like, I don't know, 64 or 128. I got it the highest amount you can get, 256 maybe, at the time, because the iPhone 6, when they updated it, it went completely kaputs for the memory. That's what's happening to this one, but it's still got a little bit left on it, and I can still do lives on this. So I just need to know what to do in that situation. All right, so here's the new comic books I got, so to speak. You know me, I'm not going to get new comics, but I did get the facsimile of Adventure Comics 210 for $3.99. For $3.99, I'd rather read something old than something new. I just think that these are pretty awesome. I don't have any Action Comics that are that old. I do have, was it Superboy was first appeared in Action Comics, like, or no, that was More Fun Comics. I do have one of those reproductions, not original. And then last month, I went down there to have dinner or lunch with my mom for her birthday, but I didn't get by the comic book shop. And I was like, I kept thinking, no, I've already been to the comic book shop for September. And then I was like, oops, I haven't. So in October, I need to go for my number 9 and number 10 of the Fantastic Four. Yeah, I like the foil covers because that's the way they were supposed to be back in the 60s. Yep. So that's $4.99, and it costs no different than the regular covers, but I just like the foil. And then I also got number 10, and these are like the originals, with the glare coming off of them and everything. Plus the, I think they have the ads and everything that are original. But yeah, it's really neat to get to read these. Now I have, again, I don't really need these. I can read them on my DVD. Again, I should just go grab that sometime and show you guys. But I've made a video about it. I had the Fantastic Four on DVD, 44 years, like 400 issues, something like that. And then I didn't know they were going to continue doing this. I got the first issue. They didn't have anything but the second issue. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was on the new wall. So that's the reason I was like, oh, this wall was like, I never paid attention to what's brand new, because I didn't know it was the new wall. I thought it was the kids' wall. And I was like, this has got a lot of stuff. And I thought this was the kids' wall because it has stuff like this and more kid-friendly stuff. But it's like, no, they must have changed it, because this is definitely not kid-friendly. There's like Vampirella kind of crap over there, or whatever that stuff is. That's definitely not kid-friendly. And he's like, oh, no, that's the new wall now. Like, oh, I thought. So he has a new wall, I guess, where the kids' stuff used to be. And the kids on a spinner rack stuff or whatever. So I got number 2, and it's a flip over, so we got to see the other side. I haven't even got to see the other side. I did put these, I set out in the mall and put these all on my CLZ app, because I went there kind of first. I mean, out of the two places. There's what the other side looks like. To reproduce, so I can't wait to get all 6 issues. We got the Power Rangers Ninja Rangers, which I personally liked that TV series. Well, I like the aliens of Aquitar. I thought they were pretty cool. Oh, they even have the ads for them. Look, and it's a flip over ad. That's pretty cool. I never thought about it. Yeah, they're making new Power Ranger comic books and new action figures. I wonder, so why are they making VR Troopers lately? Are they going to make a new comic book? They do have a new comic book series. That was going to be my surprise. But the next comic book, I did get a brand new comic that was actually written in this year. Number 1. Now, they had 2 and 3, but I'm like, number 1 I'm going to get, and if I like it, I'll get 2 and 3 next time. For $9.99, I don't know. Let's see what that cover is. They said some kind of, it's a surprise cover. You won't know until you open it. I don't know if people are going to keep theirs sealed or what, but I'm going to open it. You got to pay for the surprise of it being $9.99. How did you not surprise me and let me pay less? So are they going to make a new VR Trooper toy line? That would be cool. I still need, out of the VR Troopers, the female figure. That's it. I got both the guys, and I actually got 2 different versions of one of them, and I can't remember which one's which. I only liked the VR Troopers a little bit back in the day, but I like it now. It's been interesting. I've been watching it on and off. So here is the VR Troopers, and I haven't put on my seals yet because when I tried to scan it, it was like multiple titles, something about evidently you're gonna get, you can get one of several covers, I guess. I don't know exactly what it is. It's inside of a poly bag. He even said, oh, because it's not a poly bag. See, but on here it says $7.99. Usually they don't jack their prices up at all, but from $7.99 to $9.99, that doesn't seem right. But then again, they are on issue 3, so maybe it's gone up in demand since it came out. So I guess it's not new. I was looking for some scissors. I usually have my scissors right here, so I don't know what happened to them. I did cut something the other day with them. What did I cut with them? All right, let's take it out of the poly bag. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, you're taking it out of the poly bag. Yeah, I intend to read it. I was watching Rod today take all of his comics from these old poly bags from like back when they were doing 3 issues of, remember back in the day, you go to Kmart and Zaire was another store. I remember going to the front where the checkout aisles are, and that's where you had the poly bags of comic books for $3 for $1 or $3 for something. There were always 3 in the bag. Oh, so this isn't the cover. Thank God, I did not want. Yeah, it could have at least made that into like a giant collector card or something. That'd have been cool. So, so there is a variant and a full variant. So I guess I could have got one or the other, and I got, of course, the non-full variant. So I got this one as my cover, so that's my SKU. I don't know if it's any. Oh, it is slightly different. The numbers are different. It's 1151 at the bottom instead of 1041. Because whenever I was trying to scan this, it wouldn't scan. It said nope. I was like, huh? There's Jake. I love Jake. He's so funny. It's a dog. It actually dogs. He got zapped with the machine. I like VR Troopers. I think it's a fun show. Back in the day where there was so many Power Ranger wannabe shows, and I had no idea. I picked Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad because the name just flows off your tongue. Now, I liked Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad because it looked like Ultraman, and I grew up watching Ultraman in the 70s. All right, so that's my new comics. Let me put them over here in my box because I've got too many things. Sideways. All right, we got X Factor, Fatality. So we got X Factor, another X Factor from number 114. I was trying to figure out what the heck the numbers are. 113 and 114. Here's Maverick number 8. Now, if you watch my Thursday episode, I had Maverick number 9. So I need to put that one in the bag. Well, it's in its own bag. It's like some comics got turned upside down. So I got a bunch of Green Arrow runs. Now, I vaguely remember these back in the day. I was told they were really good. And it's also suggested for mature readers, so you'll probably hear me giggling a lot while I'm reading them. I definitely had this one back in the day. I remember very clearly having this issue. When I saw it, I was like, oh, memory unlocked. I had this issue. This one reminds me of a G.I. Joe cover. That guy with the what was his name? He was living up in Alaska or something. He was working for Cobra, but then he turned against them because he's like, these guys suck. I like him a lot. He's the Eskimo guy. All right, well, the recorder turned upside down. All right, they're all turned all over the place because I got them out and I started scanning them and sticking them back in the bags. That little table out there in the middle of the between the comic book shop and the theater, not a big table to work off of. And this time he gave them to me in bags instead of a box. I guess that may have been the major difference, working with bags. Heroes Reborn, I remember reading one of these and I thought, it's not bad for modern comics. I'll read some more of them. The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix. I have one of these, and I would like to read about whenever they took care of Cable when he was a kid. It was a baby in the one I have, so it must be number 2. So I guess they're taking care of Cable all the way up. It sounds interesting, because I always didn't think they had any connection to Cable, but anyway, Cable is a very interesting character. I have never seen this issue, and I had a lot of these Image comics back in the 90s. Just because, it was the craze back then. Oh my gosh, you got to get Image. Now you can find them in the dollar bin. I definitely had this back in the day. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember it's a flip cover. Because that cover I didn't like. I was like, ugh. Oh, yeah, okay, this one's cool. It's the same comic book, just a flip cover. Our Man. He's a robot, but look at him, he's freaking out. He's a robot with a personality. Hulk World, they had several of this issue in there, so if you want one, you can go there and get you some. Oh, by the way, the new comics were the prices on the covers. These were 12 for 10. So, dollar comics, the dollar bin is 12 for 10. Babylon 5. I've thought I had some Babylon 5 issues. I haven't read them yet because I'll eventually maybe try to like Babylon 5, but I have absolutely none of these at all. I do have Babylon 5 DVDs. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. My dad's a big sci-fi fan. I don't know if he liked Babylon 5. He doesn't know what he likes anymore now. But back then, he liked that one with... was it the one with Hercules on it? No, it was the one with the Muppets on it. They were inside of a big whale spaceship thing. Farscape. That was it. I forgot what the other one's called. I like the other one with Hercules on it. I even had the 12-inch figures for Hercules and what's his name? The dude with the dreads. I don't remember Hercules' name. I just remember I liked it back in the day. So Hawk and Dove, I'm so glad. I only do one more issue of this, and I think it's number 5. I have all the issues now of Commandi at Earth's End. I don't know if I'll get as much pleasure out of it since I don't really know the character Commandi like everybody else does. This one, I was like, whoa, I gotta have it. Because if you know anything about Starman, this is the second Starman to my understanding. Because during the 70s, there was a comic book called DC First, something like that. And this was his one and only appearance that I'm aware of. He might have showed up in like the Starman series. Because I remember this one issue that had the Starman from the Adventure comics, the Starman, and yeah, he may have appeared in that one because they did this trilogy, or there are 3 different covers with 3 different versions of Starman. No, I think it was the original Starman from the Golden Age, Starman from the 70s, which was not this one, the other guy, and then the Starman that's more current. When I saw this, I was like, that's freaking Starman. That's definitely Starman. Now, I haven't opened it to check, and I'm sure you want to know too, right? I definitely want to know, like, is this the same Starman? I didn't know, because that looks exactly like him. But, I'm not talking about you, baby. I'm talking about Starman. Yeah, I know. What's weird is, this is new talent showcase, but it doesn't have the word new on there. But whenever I put it in my thing, it said new talent showcase. The 10th inning, Hampton, Virginia is where this came from. It still just says talent showcase right here. But my CLZ app says it's new talent showcase. I think this is a different story. I think there's several stories in here. Pin up in the middle. But I'm not taking it out. Like if they had like ads on both sides, if I really liked it, I mean, you know, if you need to put ads on both sides so people won't mind taking it out. I guess you can pin your comic book up to the wall if you really love it. So I don't think it's the same story, but my cat's going to demand attention here in a minute. She's like, I will not be denied. I still have my Hercules from this series. I always wanted the Warlock, what's his name? No, I'm not talking about you, sweetie. Your name is Midnight. Ugh, you're wet. The two babies are Midnight and Tom Tom. They're the two younger kitties. They're like, you know, from the same mother at the same time. They both like to play in the rain now. Midnight's not as much. She's grown up to be a little bit more of an indoorsy kind of cat. She's the only girl we have. But Tom Tom, he rubbed up against me. It was gross. He was like soaking wet. And earlier today, he was soaking wet, and I tried to calm his fur to get out there. I doubt this is the one I definitely want to read right away. I'm gonna put it over here and knock over a Kamen Rider figure. So I definitely want to find out if that is, because that looks just like Starman from that, what was it, DC First or something like that. But I definitely want to find out, because if it's not him, then I don't know what. Kickers Incorporated. I have none of these, I found out. I thought I had some. I'm trying to get all the New Universe comics, because back in the day when they came out, I always looked at them at the flea market and stuff going, I really want to get into them, but, you know, it was like when I was 16, and I was like, do I want to get comics or do I want to get gas? Do I want to have comics and stay home, or do I want the freedom to go do anything I want to, go anywhere I want to? Because, you know, 1986, I was like, I love comics, but I also love my freedom of driving wherever I want to, as long as I'm home by 10:30 at night, which I usually was. It's just my very first night I wasn't, and my dad grounded me and said, you have to be home before I get home. And I'm like, you didn't tell me that before. Like, you got to, and I wasn't a defiant kid. You need to tell me the rules, and I can know what to abide by. If I don't know the rules, I'm just always been one of those people that if I know the rules, I will obey them. But you got to tell me the rules. DP7, that's a really cool cover. And I know I don't have that one. And I kept thinking, there's a lot of DP7. Oh, and it's like, oh, it's Cyforce. I only need one issue of Cyforce, and I think I got it. I think I completed my collection. Let me check. There's another DP7. This one looks very cheesy. Look, it's the Apple Bite. Captain Manhattan. Like the Big Apple. Oh, I get it. Ha, 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 ha. There's another DP7. Can Mastodon save Scuzz from Colt? And there's actually a few of these I need. Now, this is the Legion of Superheroes from my childhood that I personally really enjoyed. Let me get that box a little bit closer so I won't have to destroy the new comic books. Throwing these in there. I've been on out of shape. Yeah, go ahead and fall forward. Here we go. So this is one of the ones that I needed. And this isn't all. There's a whole bunch of comics beside of you right over here. Let me go and get them set up. And there's actually more than this. I don't want to get too close to the camera and be out of focus. So this is the comic books from the Legion of Superheroes of my childhood. Actually, when Superboy split up, that's when I really started reading them. And that's whenever we lived in the apartment, or my dad lived in the apartment, back in around 1980. The Rebirth of Wildfire. So he's getting rid of his old suit to get a new suit that looks exactly the same. Okay. The Death and Rebirth of... Okay, well, I'll find out. Omega Man. I thought I had all the elongated men, but I have absolutely none of them. So I was like, wait a minute, you got to be kidding me. Because this is definitely from that time period that I loved Justice League Europe and stuff. And this is clearly from Justice League Europe. He's even going around Europe. The Europe tour, Europe 92. And then Alibaba. I thought this is interesting. When I scanned it in my computer, or I scanned it in my CLZ app, it's a one and done. But there are two different versions of the cover, or the cover has, like, two different companies made the cover, or one's a reprint or something, I think. Kind of weird. Black Condor. Isn't this the same guy that he became Hawkman, or was he Hawkman before this? Hold on, 1992. I know for a while there during the 90s, Hawkman was a different person. Dr. Fate became Fate. Wonder Woman started wearing biker shorts and a leather jacket. Batman was replaced by, they were completely turning the whole DC universe inside out. And I think that was during that time. I thought I had some Star Hunters, but it must have been, I know I had one when I was a kid. I know that. He was flying on some door or something. I thought that was this one. Okay, I was going to say no, I think it was number 7, but he was flying on a door, I remember, like that. These look like they're flying on doors, don't it? I just remember as a kid, like, why is he flying on a door? Is it like a magic carpet, but a door? I thought it was really strange. That's a pretty cool cover. Look at the size of that bug. Thrills of the first issue. Wait a minute, what? If you missed the thrills of the first issue, you have a second chance to read the Annihilus Factor. They reprint number 1 in here. That's kind of strange. I had all of these when I was a kid. I loved Dial H for Hero and Adventure Comics. So, probably won't like them as much now. It's more of a niche thing. It's fun to have, but the stories I don't remember. When I went back and reread them a few years ago, some of them, not all of them, obviously, I was like, the stories aren't that good. I think it was just the whole, it's going to be a different character in every comic, several different ones. I've heard a lot of things about the Forever People, and every time I see Forever People, I think of the Tomorrow People. The BBC shows the, hey, Sleepy Reader, what's up? Oh, it's showing nobody's watching, so that's weird. So Forever People sounds like Tomorrow People, which was a great TV series I discovered in the 90s, and then I discovered the European version that was before it. And I think they redid it, gosh, about 10, 20 years ago again with the CW, which I was like, ugh, that was awful. The Further Adventures of Indiana Jones. Wait, no, of Cyclops and Phoenix. So I haven't read the first Adventures yet, so I need to read that and then read this. And I've heard a lot of good things about Thunder Agents. But I said Adventure Agents. So anybody ever heard of Thunder Agents? And anytime I get old Hawkman, never heard of Tomorrow People. Oh, well, I don't know if it'll appeal to you. I remember I watched it back in the 90s on Nickelodeon. So it was like one of those shows kind of aimed toward kids. But it was just so cool that these kids started getting mutant abilities, basically, and breaking out. And then it basically is like the original 1970 series from England, which lasted for about 8 seasons. So you could check them out. They're on YouTube, and nobody's, I don't think anybody's got the copyright to them. If they had DVDs of them, I'd buy them because they're a fun watch. The third series, though, by CW, don't even waste your time unless you like moody, angsty, college-age kids that are always fighting over every little thing. I'm like, no thanks. It's not for me. The other ones probably wouldn't be for me if they didn't hit me at that age. But, I mean, if I was a few years older, I probably would have never cared about the Nickelodeon version. Thunder Agents was a 60s series created by Wally Wood. Try to revive it. Yeah, I can see that. And Hawkman was this is 1987, so this is definitely... Now, here's a Superboy comic that I'm going to go ahead and collect them all, although I'm not 100% sure I'm going to read them, because I did not like the TV series, at least season 1. I had season 1 on CD or DVD. I didn't personally like it. It was really, I don't know. I just didn't like it that much. But the comic books, if they're anything like them, I may eventually get around to read them, but it's not going to be my first choice. Oh, hey, you weren't here a while ago, but this is the thing I'm most intrigued about so far. The Starman. He looks like Starman, and I think it is Starman, but I'll have to read it to find out. Not the Starman from Adventure, but the one right before it in DC's, it was like a First Comics or something like that. It's where they had the green kids, the billionaire kids or whatever. It was like one issue introduced something and then dropped it. It was kind of like New Talent Showcase. Adventures of Superboy from that series again. This is based on the TV series As Seen on TV. And another one. I had a whole bunch of those. I went and grabbed them all. Oh, and by the way, these are the 12 for $10 issues. At the beginning, I showed some brand new ones I got while I was there. So I did get one brand new comic. It is brand new all the way. Looks like Starman to me. Yeah, first issue special. Yeah, thanks, because I couldn't remember the name of that title. But yeah, it looks just like him, and I couldn't tell by just flipping through it. But I got it over here because this is the one I wanted. So far, it's the only one I really definitely want to jump in and read right away. I just got these out of my car because I was like, I've already got them in the CLZ app, so I didn't know it was going to rain today. I kind of knew, but I didn't know it was going to be raining like non-freaking stop. And then this Turtles is a reprint, but it's not a reprint of the original one. This is a reprint from later when it was color. I was like, eh. I mean, basically, some of these you just got to consider, if I get 10, the other 2 are free. That's the way I look at it, because these are the dollar bin comics. Once you get 10, the next 2 are free. So it's 12 for 10. I got another pile here, and that's it. This is the last pile. So we got Codename Strike Force. I've never seen this cover either. And that's odd, because I could have sworn I had most of the Codename Strike Force comics. Now, Fear itself, there's 2 comics I bought twice because, I don't know, it didn't show up in my CLZ app when I was in the store for some reason. It wasn't this one. It was like 14.1. I don't know where the 14.1s are on my thing, but I didn't find out until I was scanning it. Avengers Academy sounds interesting. I don't know. Oh, and Joe the Barbarian. I feel like I've heard about this somewhere. It looked very interesting. Like, it looks like there's pirates in here. It kind of reminds me, it just looks crazy. It looks like a lot of fun. It's by Grant Morrison, which means, I don't know what that means anymore. It used to mean you get a lot of moody, deep stuff, but at the same time, this is like he's trying to be Grant Morrison doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It looks very interesting. But it's by Vertigo. Now, Vertigo was the kind of comics that I would avoid back in the day because it always looked really like gothic-y and depressing and stuff. And it looked like a bunch of people wearing black, and they looked like they're sad. Kind of like college kids, back in the day. This is the one I already have. It even looked like, I'm like, I swear I have this one, but for some reason, 14.1 didn't show up on my thing in the right place. I think it's like after everything. So when I was looking like from 14, 15, 16, I didn't see it. I probably didn't see the .1. Generation X is a series that I'm hoping to read based on the movie or the TV series, or the TV movie. X-Men, I've read the first 20 issues, which this is one of them. This is number 6. I figure, I might as well go back, reread the first 20 again, and go on from there or whatever if I get a chance. They're really good. They're really good. I want to say that somebody said back in the day that this is a North Carolina artist that lives on the Outer Banks, because a lot of places he goes to, like this one may be the one with the bar in it, like he's inside of a bar or like, it's hard to explain. Like, we don't have bars like a lot of cities do. We have like places you eat with bars in them, and they look like, I can't explain it. When you go in the city, what we have here is nothing like in the city. So no, this one doesn't appear to be that issue. But yeah, anyway, I think the artist is from North Carolina, which intrigued me because I was like, how could they be in North Carolina and be doing it? But even back then, people were mailing stuff in. I was like, oh, okay. And Trinity with Warlord. I don't know, it's the new stuff, but hey, here's another is Joe the Barbarians. Look at that, we got like a dog dude, a pirate. I mean, it hits a lot of things on the head for me. Oh, it's only 8 issues. Okay. Well, I'm glad I grabbed a few of them. I grabbed one at first, and I was like, you know what? Grab all of them. All the ones I could find. So anyway, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Joe the Barbarian. It sounds like something off of a cartoon back in the day, like Joe the Barbarian, like the big guy, what's his name, Johnny Bravo. It sounds like that to me. Empire, I was like, okay, it'll be a free one. I don't know anything about Empire. It's a new comic. It's a pretty thick one, though. But I'm like, who is this right here? Is this the Torch? It says Fantastic Four, so I can't tell. And then who's this? Is this Sue? I don't know. I was like, I'm intrigued enough. When I get intrigued, I'm like, makes me want to read it. You know what? I should put this and Joe the Barbarian to the side because I'm very intrigued by those particular issues. I don't know. You guys ever go through your comics and you're like, wait a minute, I really want to find out more about those now. I don't want to wait. I want to do it now. Who's the artist in it? I just saw your note. Sorry. Because Grant Morrison, isn't he the writer, and then Sean Murphy's the artist? Let's see what the art looks like real quick then. I'm curious what you're talking about because I don't know Sean Murphy by name. So, and there's only 2 names on the title, so I'm a little confused because usually you put like writer, artist, inker, I think. Yeah, he's the artist. Murphy's really good. Well, I like the style of all the kind of steampunkish looking, I don't know what to call it exactly. That looks pretty cool. Ooh, the paper's not plastic. All right. It's kind of a cross. Kind of like Baxter paper. It's got texture to it. Like modern paper, I just can't stand it. That's pretty cool. I like the rat-looking dude. Savage style. There's imitate. That's like a centerfold, like you can rip out and put on your wall if you want to. Yeah, it's intriguing. So hopefully I'll have number 1. Let me see what I do have. I have numbers 4, 3, 5, and 6. Okay. So we'll see. I know I'm going to hate this because I've read one Avengers AI, but I love Jocasta, and it was a free issue, so I was like, I'll throw it in there. We'll be done. Throw it in. Let's get out of here. I mean, normally by the end, I'm like ready to just throw something in the basket and go. All right. I got to move in all different directions. Comment, or I say dead again. Definitely. Creatures from the Black Lagoon. I love the creature. I didn't know he had his own comic. Issue number 1. So this is definitely one I want to read soon. It's a thickie too, or it's got a really heavy paper. I can't tell. It's by Image. Dang, it was $4.99 originally. But yeah, I love the creature from the Black Lagoon. Let's look what's inside of it real quick. I just want to see the art. I don't want to be on here too long. So there's different covers to get. I like the black and white cover personally. Is this going to be black and white? So it looks like it's going to be a love story. There we go. It's Achilles found himself a girlfriend. Nice. I'm glad. Creature of Black Lagoon is my favorite. And this is another one I got twice. Dang it. Because it's one of those ones that's like 15.1. So 14.1, 15.1, they don't show up in the regular numbering system. I don't know where they show up, but I found out when I got out that I already have this. Oh, it has a whole line of them. When was this printed then? Because I know they're in the back now, the Indizia. 2024 Skybound, whatever. So 2024. It's not too old. So this is another one I got twice by mistake. Oh well. And then Firestorm, even though it's newer, very current yet. Another New York Firestorm. I love Aquaman, and the Aquaman from the New 52 is actually really good. I enjoy I don't know, I've read like the first 7 of them. Very good series. Warlock, he had his own comic. And this is not the Warlord, this is Warlock, the digital kid that one of the New Mutants that turned into like, he came to Earth and looking like a completely weird alien thing, like a robot kind of thing. I kind of like IG-88 strung out on drugs, but he did make himself look like a human so he can blend in somehow. There's an Avengers Academy number 31. Looks like an actual number 1 issue. Another Avengers Academy. And another one. And that's it. That's the comics I got. Great on the 52. Yeah, I know. I was like, the New 52, sometimes they will surprise you with some of the stuff. Like, I like the Justice League from that. And I liked Aquaman. And those are the 2 I liked. I think the reason I didn't like New 52 also is that I read the first 6 issues of the Justice League in 30 minutes, and I thought, that's not very much material there to read. I felt like you're getting nothing. But for $1, hey, whatever. But I would have been ticked off because I borrowed a friend's to read them. I've been very ticked off if I paid $5 or whatever it was for an issue, and I only got 6 minutes of pleasure out of it. That's like ridiculous. All right, well, you guys have a great day. I'm about to go over to see, I don't know what time it is because it doesn't tell me the time on here, and I don't have a clock radio in here. What is it called? Cover Slingers. So go over and see Cover Slingers. I'll put a link in my channel for that. So go over and see Cover Slingers at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or whatever local time is in your area. Y'all have a great day. And let me know in the comments if there's anything on here that you think is fantastic I should start with. Because the ones I want to start with are these. And of course, this is the ones that caught my eye the most. And maybe Warlock, because I'm like, this is a long jump between New Mutants and now. So I think that one would be something I want to check out to see what has he been doing for the last 20 years or however long that's been. All right, see you guys later. Bye.